Your children will humble you very quickly. Listening to a Halloween playlist at the crack of dawn. Do you know what? I could take it or leave it. What are you doing? It's a very exciting day in this household because I've just opened my book. My child's about to put a Tony on. Oh, she's done it really loudly. It was delivered yesterday and I was too excited / nervous to open it. I don't know if anybody else gets that. It's here. I'm holding it in my hands. I just filmed myself opening it. Obs, gotta get that content. It's quite funny because I opened it on my own and then I got the kids in and I was thinking it would be this really lovely moment. Your children will humble you very quickly. Alex put them both on my lap and I tried to read the book to them. They spent the entire time bickering with each other and I reckon I got 3 or 4 pages in before we had a massive tantrum fallout situation. Children, you'd have them. These kids are not cooperating today with any part of my life. This is why they say never work with animals or children. If you do happen to see a piece of short form content that looks very peaceful and serene and like my children had any respect whatsoever for me, you can know as my YouTube family that that's a big fat lie. It's gorgeous though, isn't it? I feel like I could burst into tears looking at it, to be honest, because it's been such a long time coming, but to actually hold it in your hands. Available to pre-order now, I should probably say that, because otherwise I'm not doing my bit. Oh, the illustrations are so stunning. Rue, you're not on your sister, are you? Solidarity to any other parents who end up carrying their child's scooter for the same amount of time that their child's actually on it, if not more. I'm really trying to slow down today and remember that I'm very lucky. Life is good. It's okay. I don't know if it's just me, the person that I am. I don't know if it's my neurodivergence. I don't know if it's because I'm due on. I think probably it's a combination of all of those things, but I have just felt so ragey this week, short-tempered, and I hate being like that. It always just makes you feel like rubbish at the end of the day when you think, oh, all I've done all day is snap at my family, but that's the person that I've been this week and I don't like it.
You did fine, Rue. Little trip, we go again.
Mind out the way of people walking, look, I'm in the middle. So.
Both of the ice cream.
Yummy, thanks.
Is it freezing you?
Yeah. One scoop of vanilla with chocolate sprinkles on top, please. Nothing screams mum of young children like listening to a Halloween playlist at the crack of dawn while you play ice cream shop. One tip for any parents out there, if you don't already do this, we have 1 day a week, which is like our designated lie-in morning. Obviously, there are other times when Alex will give me a lie-in. I'm not going to pretend that it happens the other way around very often. I have higher sleep needs, and in the morning, I am not a good person. We just don't expect to see the other adult downstairs before 8 a.m. I mean, what a sad time of life is parenting that 8 a.m. is a lie-in. Wow, thank you. How much do I owe you?
25.
25? Gosh, it's that Michelin star ice cream. It's daylight robbery in this ice cream shop. Good morning. Do you know, I had every intention of vlogging a bit more over the weekend, and then I just didn't. We had a really lovely weekend actually, and on Sunday I went for dinner with 2 of my best friends. I don't know why I say 2 of. I have 2 best friends. I went for dinner with them. It was lovely. Food was stunning. The pudding, it's actually quite funny because one of my best friends has just got a kitten. So there had been a lot of toileting chat in that area, and then I also was telling a story about a situation, shall I say, that I had with one of the girls. Obviously shan't reveal who. We all know that they poo, but I'm not going to go down that route. And then they delivered this pudding, which I'll show you a picture and you're going to know why it was funny. But that pudding was so incredible. It was whipped chocolate with hazelnuts and cottage cream, and it was absolutely stunning. I could have definitely eaten about 10 times the amount that was on that plate. I was chatting with my friends yesterday about just friendship in adulthood, and it's a funny thing, isn't it? Because obviously you naturally do have less friends. I'm quite lucky in that I have obviously my 2 best friends. I have other people who I consider myself close to and I care about them deeply, but I suppose I'm not making as much effort, but we don't see each other as often. That's what I'm trying to say. Just don't have the capacity for maintaining friendships in the same way. And again, I guess it's just about the chapter of life that we're in. We do tend to see our friends that have kids a little bit more often because we can take the kids, we haven't got to find babysitters. They understand the need to like go to a soft play or go to a farm or whatever. The kids obviously then can build a relationship together, and that's been really nice. Naturally, our friends who don't have children, we do see them a bit less because they're still partying or going on holidays and doing things that we're just like not in the chapter of doing. But I still love them dearly, and I can see how there's a life on the other side of being a parent as well. So when the girls are all grown up and they don't want to hang out with us as much anymore, even though every time I bring up the concept of being a grown-up with Rue, she's absolutely adamant that she does not want to have her own house. She does not want to not live with mummy and daddy, which I think is so cute because the rest of the time she does act as if we're a great inconvenience to her life. So it's a little insight that she does love us. I just thought I'd do my makeup and have a little chat because I'm actually not feeling very motivated today. I think because it's just so grey outside. It's basically dark. I'm actually surprised I've managed to get enough light in this room. I did bring my new lights up with me just in case, because I thought I'm not going to be able to film anything without them. But the day itself is so grey, so drizzly, and I'm due on, so I'm just feeling like I'm in slug mode. So I'm trying to just ease myself in slowly. I thought I'd have a chat with you while I did my makeup. Another thing I spoke to my friends about yesterday, and I think a lot of, well, not just parents actually, I think everybody feels it at this time of year, but there is so much pressure, isn't there, on this lead up to Christmas. And we were specifically talking about the pressure to like create the magic. More specifically, I think social media puts a lot of pressure on you to like book things in terms of like booking a Santa's grotto or all the days out that you can do or going to a panto or whatever. And everything is just, you know, it is expensive. It really does add up. Some of the pantomimes that I had been looking at, I would have to pay for Pia. She's going to be in our lap. She's not really knowing what's going on. So I just think it's not in the spirit of Christmas to be charging for that. Obviously last year I was lucky enough to take the girls to Lapland. That was like a PR invite and that was amazing. I would love to take the girls again. We won't go though while they're small still, so I think we'll probably wait until Rue's, maybe Pia is Rue's age, so Pia's like 3, 4 and Rue is 7, because obviously we're in that window now with Rue where I'm thinking we've probably only got 3 or 4 more Christmases where she properly... What age do children start to cotton on? When I was teaching and I was in year 5, so children at 9 turning 10, pretty much all of the class would know. I usually would still get questions. I'm scared to say it out loud in case any of you have got your kids with you, but you know what I'm saying. Get some questions and then I would be like, oh, well, you know, what do you think? And, you know, this whole idea that there's a representation of the magic of Christmas. Or I'd be like, well, I've heard of him. Have you heard of him? You know, you're trying to play it off and just move on because you don't want to rumble it for any other children that are still in that lovely phase. And I know there is also now this whole big, oh, it's lying to your kids, etc. I have to admit, I just think that is a chronically online position. If that's something that they choose not to have as part of their family tradition, I think that's fine. I do think the notion that if you go along with this, you're going to be traumatising your children, I just find that too far. I think every family picks their own traditions, don't they, and what works for them. I can't actually be bothered to put any more makeup on, so I'm going to stop there because I'm not really even doing anything today. And if I do end up filming a video, people can just deal with my half made up face. Like I was saying, there's so much pressure to do all the things, and I think this year I'm really going to focus on just some things that we can do that are not big. You know, they're small, they're magical. For example, when we do finally have a Christmassy movie night, I want to really like hone in on making it special. No phones in the room, maybe make a little den, get some nice little hot chocolates, make it feel like a real family together moment, because I think switching off from the outside chatter is what the children are going to notice more, that you're really invested in the moment. Aside from the lights, we're not booking any kind of big things this year. We'll probably go to Blenheim a couple of times because we have an annual pass, so that just makes sense for us. It's not actually us spending any extra, and it's always lovely and Christmassy there. So we'll do that, and then we book the lights trail with my family at some point, which we do have to pay for despite having an annual pass. It's not cheap. But aside from that, I'm not going to book anything because Rue is still not, she's not 100 on whether she trusts Father Christmas. I'm going to be honest. So I don't think booking a grotto is going to be a good idea. She's got her reservations about being up close and personal with that man. And I don't blame her. There's no point in me spending a load of money to take Pia, who is 1 and literally does not know Rudolph from a cow, and then Rue, who very possibly would get there and scream the house down. So I think we'll just be creating our own Christmas magic and trying to do that without breaking the bank where possible. I'm just listening to my beloved The Rest is Entertainment. It's talking about the Celebrity Traitors final. If you watched The Traitors, how good was the final? It was just incredible. My jaw was on the floor. It was by far one of the best celebrity reality TV programs that I've watched. Whenever there's a celebrity version of something, obviously they're winning the money for charity, and I'm sure they are still very invested. But if I were a celebrity and I didn't win, I would still donate to my charity. I'm sure a lot of them would do that. So there's not quite the same vim sometimes on a celebrity version, but with The Traitors, it did get personal. It was really enjoyable. The difference was they obviously all started with a sense of status. Like, they kind of knew who the big players were. They knew who was higher up, I suppose, in the hierarchy. But it was such a good cast. The Traitors were chosen so well. I think they played such a good game. Cat Burns, obsessed with Cat Burns. Alan Carr was excellent. Joe Marler, Joe Wilkinson, Nick Mohammed. I loved them all. Really enjoyed it. And I can't wait for the next one. I can't believe we've got to wait a whole year. It's very upsetting. As you guys know, I love a bit of reality TV. Also, Big Brother's nearly finished. I'm very sad about that. But I have seen that I'm a Celeb is starting soon, which controversially, it's not my favourite, but it is a great watch. I'm not going to deny that. It is a great watch. I find the tasks sometimes a bit boring, which is very much the opposite of the intention of them, I'm sure. That's when I'll pick up my phone, is when a task is on. I just love seeing people interact with each other. I think that's my favourite thing about reality TV. I love the bits where they're in camp, where they're chatting, all of that stuff I love. And then the tasks where they're like eating a ball sack or fighting a crocodile. I'm like, do you know what? I could take it or leave it. I'm probably going to open Instagram for a bit. But it is good TV. And I do like that we can stick on the odd episode in the day with Rue. She really loves watching the challenges. I think, for kids, that's the exciting bit, isn't it? The bits where they're talking and she's like, shut up. So yeah, it's quite nice to put on the odd episode at the weekend, because we have been watching Bake Off together. But it's very slow progress, because we'll watch probably an episode once a week, or maybe even once a fortnight, when we happen to have this moment if the baby's in bed, and we'll sit, have a lunch together or a snack together, and we'll put on an episode of Bake Off. And we're still not finished Bake Off. We only just got to the final, and I still don't know who won, so don't spoil it for me. No, I'm joking. If I see a spoiler, it is what it is. It's literally been finished for ages, but we have only just got to the final because we've been chipping away at it slowly but surely. But she does love seeing the baking as well. That's another just really easy, nice family watch. Anyway, I really should stop chatting now and actually get on with my day, but I'm feeling purposeless and unmotivated.
All that's said is done, all that's done, gone under the sun. Won't you come with me, fall in love?
It's noisy once again. That is unacceptable behaviour, Alex.
Be done in a second and you'll never see me again.
Wouldn't that be nice? Right, I'll try again, shall I? It's noisy. The washing machine's on. There's nothing I can do about that. Well, I could go and pause it, but I'm not going to, because every time I do that to film, I then forget to play it again. And then I realise about 7 hours later that my wet washing has just been sat there on pause for ages. After me saying there's so much pressure to book everything earlier, we literally just had this through the door. Oxford Playhouse, Dick Whittington, it's their panto. It does actually sound really fun, so now I'm tempted. Crafty brothers, Liam and Noel Rattiger. See what they did there? Are conjuring up a master plan to take over the world by making everything bland. Just when you think you've decided not to book anything, the world will send a temptation your way. I'm really struggling to get going. Just made myself, oh, that's really hot, another cup of tea. It's a peppermint tea. I'm on rotation at the moment. I've had a coffee, I've had a normal tea. Now I'm having a peppermint tea, mostly because I can't concentrate on anything. So every 10 minutes I'm tempted to walk to the kettle. I'm really considering making some shortbread this afternoon, because I just think I'm in that mood where I need a little sweet treat. I feel like I want something biscuity, and I was just thinking, like, how nice would it be to make a really simple shortbread but then drizzle over some Nutella. I just think that is singing to my soul today. And then I was thinking, well, you know, if I film it, if I make content, I'm technically working. I'm going to try and sit and do a little bit of writing with my tea and just try and get into a flow state. You know, those days where your brain just won't, it will not settle into any kind of flow whatsoever with anything. Got my electric blanket, I've brought it to the dining table. I'm going to put that over myself, get all snuggly, have my peppermint tea, hopefully manage to write something. And then I may allow myself to make the shortbread biscuits. It can be my reward. As I'm sat here, I thought I'd give a little bookshelf update. I'm not talking to you, don't worry. So over here, I bought a few new bits. There's a little match cosh up there. I'll probably do a little cutaway close-up of it because I can't be bothered to move right now. The lamp on the shelf below is also from B&M. Actually, most of the things I'm about to show you are from B&M, but that lamp is like a touch lamp, so it's chargeable. I actually wasn't going to keep that one, but I quite like how it looks on that shelf. And the baskets, I've got to put the girls' hair stuff in and just keep that kind of out the way. Why is that box up there? And then on this side, ignoring the laundry and the box, which is there for no good reason, I got this mirror from B&M that has got like a beaded frame, which is really cute. And then this lamp is also from B&M. This is also a touch lamp, but for some reason this one is AAA batteries, so it operates completely differently to the other one, which is bizarre. I would rather it would just charge, but I do like how it looks. So again, probably going to keep it. And the basket is identical to the one I got for the girls' hair stuff. I'm just really addicted to sitting under this electric blanket. Got these, and I'm just not sure which one I'm going to use. So obviously I've been talking about replacing that wall light, and I've been looking for the perfect option there. It's really hard to kind of envision until we get the doors in. But I do want to get the light changed, so I found these in B&M, and I just thought, you know what, for £12, even if we don't keep it forever, it's not a bad option. I have it in the black, and they had it in gold. So I thought I'll buy them both, bring them home, and I can hold them up and look at them and see which one I prefer. It's kind of difficult because obviously now the shelving has got lots of gold accents, but we've also got black accents because the dining room table legs are black, the piano is black, and the doors that we're planning to get for the archway are like black crystal doors. So there will be elements of both. So I'm not sure which is going to look better on the wall. I'm just trying to picture it. And I guess it also depends what light switches we choose, because I'm changing the fittings for the actual light switches as well. So I don't know, but £12 each they were. I made some. I mean, as you can see, it's not my finest decoration. It was a frenzied, rushed attempt to just get them in the oven. But they taste good. Just a really simple shortbread recipe that I use all the time. 110 grams of cubed chilled butter, 50 grams of sugar, 175 grams of plain flour. Mix it all together in your food processor, whatever. Bring it together with your hands, roll it out to about a centimetre thickness, cut it into slices, chill it for 20 minutes, and then pop it into the oven for 15 minutes at 190. I'm going to eat this one. I really shouldn't. I should wait till after dinner, but I made them, so... Full disclosure, this week in general was a challenge. I was not feeling my best. I managed to meet my work commitments, ticked off a few meetings and calls, but I felt like I'd hit capacity. In times like this, I kind of have to accept that I'm feeling burnt out, even though my inner voice is telling me I should be able to cope with more. I do get easily overwhelmed with intrusive thoughts, I ruminate on the negative, and my rejection sensitivity feels magnified. The only remedy I found for this mood is to lean in to going inward, but to try and do that in a way that's restorative rather than wallowing. To try and steer myself towards creating over consuming, being purposeful in occupying my mind with simple flow states like cleaning, long walks, craft projects, reading, things that take me completely away from outside chatter and allow my nervous system to properly reset. And I am constantly battling that inner voice that tells me that these are lazy or self-indulgent choices. We live in a world that bombards us with everything all at once, but none of us were designed for life at that pace. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to slow down and switch off, just for a moment. Hello, from Sian from the future. I've actually started the next vlog because I'm getting ready for Rue's party, but I felt like it logically all should just go in one video. And also, it is the end of this week, so I started the next vlog and now I mentally have to get myself back into the brain space of this one. My list is starting to look very worse for wear. I don't think this week's been that great. As you guys probably have been able to tell from watching the vlog, I had a week of just really feeling sluggish, low motivation, low self-esteem. Didn't feel my best, you know, didn't feel tip-top. So I'm really sorry if this vlog has been slightly depressing. Now that I'm in the next phase of my cycle, I actually feel great. I feel like I could take on the world. I feel like a completely different woman. But the week leading up to was not brilliant. On that note, if anybody has found something that they feel really works for them, I am thinking about getting a sad lamp, a Lumi or whatever they're called, because I think this time of year is just really difficult. And my friend mentioned the other day that she's got one and she said they are really good. So I'm thinking maybe that would make a difference to my life. Also was considering maybe looking into something like lion's mane or ashwagandha. I don't think you can take ashwagandha when you're breastfeeding. And I'm not sure about lion's mane, so I'd have to check. But anything that you think helps you, I'm all ears. So weightlifting happened. That was great. My run did not happen. Hypnotherapy and meditation, that has actually been good. I've been checking in with myself and doing a little bit of mindfulness, whether that's like journaling or listening to my hypnotherapy audios. That's been great. And I've actually got hypnotherapy tonight as well. So all good on that front. My hour of writing, I have done that. Hobbies graveyard, I feel like I am finally chipping away at that, because hopefully you will have seen in this video that I finished finally the clay letters for Rue's bedroom wall, and I finished Piers as well. Once Rue's birthday is out of the way, that's horrible phrasing, I obviously am really looking forward to celebrating her birthday, but once we are past that point in the calendar, I'm going to think really carefully about the kitchen. But in my mind, I may be thinking I should just prep it this side of Christmas and then start it in the new year, which I know defeats the point of my 100 days. And I still can think about how we can use the space in there a little bit better, which was my original intention. But I am now thinking I would quite like to redecorate the kitchen. So would that be foolish? Obviously my ADHD brain is telling me that I could do all of that before Christmas, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Okay, so this video is day 58 to 51. So now we're at the halfway point, which is kind of crazy. I can't really tell if I'm doing well or not. I don't know. I might just wait till the end and then look back and reflect and evaluate. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, even though I was a miserable Margaret. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.